This year at Adobe Summit, I love that one of the key message points was talking about the creator economy. Years ago, I put out a quote that said, the future belongs to the creators. And the reason I saw that is because I realized that everything that was cool, everything that was out there that we were consuming from a content standpoint, businesses that were created by entrepreneurs and startups, all the stuff, the brands that had been built over hundreds of years, everything was created by somebody. And they nurtured that creation further and further. Maybe it's brand new and it's amazing. Maybe it's been around for a while and so many people have impacted it. And I knew that the next future was going to be created. And so that's where the future belongs to. It's no longer the person who's doing graphic design or videography was just like somebody you hired to do a few images for you. They're actually creating the metaverse, the immersive games, the advertising, all the stuff, the digital stuff that's going to make up the landscape is all made by those creators. The interesting things to think about, to ponder on, is that as we become more digital, our future world is sitting right now inside the mind of thousands and millions of creators. It's sitting inside their imagination. They're going to be the ones that are going to grow up and that are going to learn to code and learn to create and learn to do art and design. Those are the people who are creating the future that everyone else is going to live in. So that entire future, that metaverse, if you will, is distributed among all of the creators that create the little parts, the little things. All of that in that digital universe is going to be created by a massive group of creators. That's where the future is. So you don't want to neglect the thinking and the minds of the young creators. And that's one of the areas where I think Adobe does an amazing thing. I love working with Adobe because I loved Adobe before I came and worked with them, because they represented the absolute pinnacle of creative design. Their tools, their DNA is about creation, and they've nurtured the community of creators. They are positioned so perfectly to make the big impact in the future because they're inspiring all of these young creators. They're giving them the tools. They're making the tools more user-friendly. I mean, look at the difference from even going from a Premiere Pro to an Adobe Rush. They're making their amazing products even more accessible, more user-friendly. And when you start to add in AI integrations, what people are going to be able to do and create is just amazing. The last point I'm going to make is about the infinite expansion. Why does this matter? What do you mean by the creator economy? How can the future belong to the creators? How can it reside in the collective mind of the creators? The tie-in from the creative economy and the digital economy, where those two meet, is the fact of the infinite expansion. Because the planet is limited. The land is limited. The resources to a degree are limited. But when you go digital, when you hear people talking about the metaverse and why would someone pay for land when it's digitally made up, right? And so they think, well, there's no scarcity. But that's not necessarily the right thinking, because it's not just scarcity that drives value, right? The fact is people have products that millions of people have. They wear shoes that millions of people have. They consume entertainment and watch TV shows while millions of people are watching the same show. It isn't about scarcity. It isn't about it only being the only one, and that's the only reason you paid your money for those goods or services. The fact is there's a utility there. And so when you look at the actual physical world, it is limited. We are constantly as humans expanding and developing and creating and innovating and adapting to this planet. But when you start talking about the digital world, it has an infinite expansion possibility, which means that now the possibilities for expansion are no longer limited. There's no boundaries. It's not about whether you have a storefront on every street corner in your city, in your country, or around the world. Now you have a situation where new worlds will constantly be being created, and that allows you infinite possibilities for entertainment, connection, commerce. It's infinite.